All right, today we're going to talk about a true legend in the open source world, Camunda 7. We're going to dig into its origin story, really break down the architecture that made it such a huge hit with developers, and then map out the main alternatives you see today.
So let's just dive right in with a problem that every single software architect has had to face. You're staring at this massive, tangled web of a business, and it's your job to build the software that makes it all run. Seriously, where do you even start? And the thing is, this isn't some hypothetical diagram. This is a real business. Every single arrow you see here is a process, a transaction, or a regulation that has to be managed. Trying to tackle this with just custom code? It's a recipe for disaster. What you need is a blueprint.
To really get why one particular tool became the go-to blueprint for so many developers, we have to rewind the clock and look at how it all began. Camunda didn't just appear out of thin air. The company behind it was already neck-deep in business process management consulting. Then in 2013, they made a really smart move. They took an existing open-source engine, a project called Activiti, and they forked it. And that was a masterstroke because it gave them this incredibly powerful, feature-rich core to build on right from day one. So what was the secret sauce? What made it so popular? Let's take a look at how Camunda 7's architecture was just perfectly designed to win over developers. Okay, this was the absolute game changer. Camunda 7 wasn't some huge, clunky, standalone server that you had to design your whole world around. No, it was designed to be embedded right inside your application as a simple library, just a jar file. At a time when most BPM tools were these heavy monsters, this was like a breath of fresh air. It just slipped right into existing projects, especially Spring Boot apps, without a fuss. And here's the other brilliant part. Where did the engine keep track of everything? All the running processes, all the data. It was all stored in a standard relational database. Now sure, this could become a bottleneck at super high scale, but back then it was genius. It meant any developer could write simple SQL queries to see exactly what was going on inside. It was familiar, it was transparent, and it was easy to manage. This is something that really set them apart. A lot of open source projects give you a free version that's basically a demo, not Camunda 7. The Community Edition was genuinely powerful right out of the box. It came with essential tools like Cockpit, which let you actually watch and manage your running processes. This meant you could run it in production for free, and that just fueled this huge explosion in adoption and built an incredibly loyal community. And finally, all of this was built on a rock-solid foundation of open standards, especially BPMN 2.0. This wasn't just about drawing pretty pictures, it was a universal language for describing how a business actually works. Think of it like a grammar, with nouns like events and activities, and conjunctions like gateways that control the flow. And this is why that standard is so incredibly powerful. It meant a business analyst could map out a process, show a high-level view to an executive, and then a developer could expand that same model to see every single technical detail. It was the perfect shared blueprint that finally bridged that gap between the business side and the IT side. But of course, Camunda 7 doesn't exist in a vacuum. A whole ecosystem of alternatives has grown up around it, so let's take a quick tour of the current landscape. First up, you have its closest relatives. There's Flowable, which is another fork of that original Activiti project, so it has a very similar feel. And now that Camunda 7 is nearing its official end of life, you're seeing new community forks like Operaton pop up to carry the torch for people who really love that C7 architecture. Then you have the big commercial players like Appian and Pega. Now, these are a different breed entirely. They're much more focused on low-code, drag-and-drop interfaces for business users. They're great for building forms and front ends really fast. This is a big contrast to Camunda's developer-first philosophy, which has always been about technical flexibility and deep integration. And it's really important to draw a line between BPM engines and tools like Apache Airflow. Yeah, they both orchestrate tasks, but Airflow is built for data engineering, think scheduling a data report to run every night. A true BPM engine like Camunda is designed for complex, long-running business processes, like a loan application that might take weeks and involve multiple human decisions. Totally different worlds. So you've got this incredible legacy and a really dynamic landscape. What does the future hold? Well, let's look at how things are starting to shift. The company's vision for the future is Camunda 8, which is actually built on a totally new engine called Zeebe. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a ground-up rewrite for the cloud. It's designed for massive horizontal scaling and the kind of high-throughput scenarios that would really push C7's database model to its limits. It's a different beast for a different class of problems. But let's be real here. There are thousands of absolutely critical systems running on Camunda 7 right now, and frankly, a lot of them have zero business reason to migrate to a complex cloud-native architecture. They're stable, they work perfectly, and they're going to keep running for years and years to come. And that brings us to the most important question for anyone running one of these powerful engines. When your process model isn't just a diagram on a wall, but an executable contract that's literally running your business, how can you be 100% sure it's doing what it's supposed to? The answer is observability. It's not a buzzword. It means you have to be able to see inside the running engine. You need to validate that your processes are working correctly, you need to debug them when they go wrong, and you need to optimize them for performance. For any system that matters, this isn't just a nice to have, it is absolutely essential. Well, thank you for joining me for this deep dive on a true open source giant. I really hope this gives you a clearer picture of not just why Camunda 7 got so popular, but how to think about its powerful and ongoing legacy.